Just come back from doing my housework. Of course, my mistress done gone to the Methodist church, and Master Sanders done gone to the courthouse, but tell you it's been raining here all day. It's like the clouds just stopped over Washington, Arkansas and just poured all the water out. Can't get out there to my garden, so I decided to come on in here and spin some of my cotton string. Plenty enough around here for me to do, I tell you, but I have to admit, it's hard to believe that my old Betsy friend here, no, my mistress gave this to me. She said, "Betsy, I know you're always in the kitchen, but this here is an old spread I don't use anymore, and well, I thought about you." Seems forever now, but anyhow, it's hard to believe that this old Betsy spread here once started out looking like this. This here's a piece of old cotton plant from one of the plantations around here. Of course, we don't have a shortage of cotton plantations, I have to admit, but whenever I get ready to make my cotton string, I take me a good piece off of this here plant and tell you I've woven many of dresses from this here cotton. Of course, not the dress I have on right now. But these here are my carders. And anybody who's ever had to spin cotton knows what these carders are, or wool. Now, you see these? The bristles here, that's the main difference between your cotton card and your wool card over here. The bristles. I tell you, the wool carders are sharper than these old cotton carders. It's many a day I put my hand on here and dang near bled to death. Anyhow, when I get ready to card my cotton, I put it right here on my carder like so, and then I comb it out. Of course, I've been doing this since I was a young girl. These skills never get old. But I can take a piece off here, and well, you can see the seeds in there a lot easier after you've straightened those fibers out. And I'll just take these seeds and throw them over yonder on my discard pile. Seems like the other night I was in here, I must have fell asleep. I woke up down yonder on the floor. But anyhow, I put the cotton back on there after I pull those seeds out, and I'll comb it out again. Of course, you can comb it as many times as you like. Now, once I get me a section off of here, this here is what's known as a bat. And I can tease it a little bit. Let me get one more section here and comb it out. Now you can comb as many bats as you like before you take it over to your spinning wheel. Of course, when I was a young girl, my grandmama taught me how to do this. Of course, my mama and my papa was out in the cotton fields most of the day, so I was around my grandma's dress tails, I tell you. Well, this looks about right. I can get ready to put it over there on the spinning wheel. I have a mess here in front of me, I'll tell you. Oh, the other night I was in here. Oh, they must have had some sort of party here. Seemed like I never could get my work done. First, it all started with my mistress Martha. She invited some of her friends over from the Methodist church, you see. And oh, I must have made some good tea and biscuits. Oh yes, now I do get the rambling sometimes. It might be my old age. But this here bat, I dropped a piece. Now see, that's the thing about cotton. It's a lot more fragile than wool. But I hold my cotton right here at the end. I already have a section up here that I started last night. And I turn my wheel here. And it spins that cotton in the string. Whenever I get myself a good section of cotton spun here on the spinning wheel, I usually just slide the corn husk here off on top, and then I bring it over here to my umbrella swift. I'm sure you've seen these a time before. Of course, after I get my string ready over there on my spinning wheel, I slide it off and spin it around this here umbrella swift. You can see I can move it to various levels here, but I like this one right here most of the time. Listen, of course, I've spun a lot of string, but I tie myself a piece around, and then I straighten my cotton string out around here. Of course, I have to admit, it takes an awful lot of string to make a garment. And usually, if you're ever going to dye your cotton string, it's best to go ahead and dye it before you get to this point. So once you wind it around here, they call it a skein. That's what they call it, a skein. And then you get it ready to put on your loom. Of course, it takes about a week's worth of work to make a decent sized garment. I reckon if I had the time, I could do it a lot quicker. I didn't have to cook supper and work in the garden with my mistress. Oh, I believe I hear her calling me now. Well, if you ever have a notion to travel on down the Southwest Trail and you stop off here in Washington, Arkansas, my name is Betsy. Over here, I'm the cook here at the Sanders house, and well, if you send word though, I'll try to have supper ready, but you don't have to send word, just come on by.